Please be seated. We have a reason to think about mission in this midterm of Lent. Whenever we speak about mission, we always must ask ourselves, what is our self-image as a church? Lent is an opportunity to think about it, who we are as a church. What is the ground of our mission? We have two more reasons. One of them is that our annual parishioners meeting is coming. And when we shall hear the reports of the wardens and your priest, we are looking back on what we did in terms of mission, spreading the good news. However, Mothering Sunday gives an extra dimension when we form our answer, when we give a richer, a positive answer. When we remember our mothers and also the life-giving sisters of ours, there is joy in our hearts. Life is beautiful. Life is worth living. We must be eternally grateful to our mothers that they planted this confession in us. Life is beautiful. Life is worth living. The church is the community of the saved, we said last week. But we could say today that the church is the community of the joyful. The church is a people that God calls together to share this joy. The word ecclesia means gathering, and all of those are gathered who respond to the gift of eternal salvation with a yes, with joy. The church is the community of the baptized, the community of the children of God. And that's why being called as Christians, as children of God, is important, because children instinctively live in joy and now know what joy is about. The church is the place where we can repeat. Life is beautiful, as we learned from our mother. Salvation is beautiful, as we have learned it from Christ. Christian life is beautiful. Heaven is beautiful, as we have learned it and learning it, have been learning from our Mother Church. For today, I had in mind an illustration. Besides the Mother of God on Mothering Sunday, I'm going to take a photo of a painting of the vineyard made by Bea, which is so beautiful. The vineyard of the Lord, full of light, full of cheerful colors, full of the joy of life. In the past few months, in these homilies, my intention was to learn together that the church is a unique place. What the church gives cannot be substituted for any institutions. No one else, nothing else, no community can offer what the church gives. Our salvation, personal redemption, can happen only as members of the church, as members of the community of joy. We cannot learn it elsewhere, who God is, that life is joyful, heaven is joyful. The church equips us with the sure knowledge and the safe way of having eternal life. The creed, the sacraments, the prayers give us that life without which there is no way of belonging to God, without which there is no way that we can secure eternal happy life for our souls in heaven. The church, as our mother church, is the only community where people, even if someone lost joy, where one's experience can be restored and can be rebuilt, that life is beautiful, salvation is beautiful. And regardless of family circumstances and family history, sometimes life can be really cruel, breaking down people. Regardless of whatever happened in one's family, the church is the only place to learn and to relearn and to admit that our mothers are beautiful. They gave us life. I do think that this unique joy, this unique knowledge and experience of God's love is our missionary power. By the end of April, we'll be asked to reflect on our past year. What was the ground of our mission? And think about it for the coming year. This unique joy that life is beautiful and worth living. Our mothers are beautiful regardless of one's family history. And eternal life, heaven is beautiful. This is our missionary power. So, as it were, our working hypothesis has been tried for 2,000 years. It is particularly true for how Christianity was born in the first Christian centuries. They were children of joy. They were children of a contagious joy. Their countenance, their smile, their peace was contagious in a world when people lost purpose, when in a falling empire people couldn't say that life is beautiful. The heart of this joy was and is the fact that the kingdom of heaven is close at hand. The kingdom of heaven is among us. The joy of heaven is among us. Our age is very similar to the first Christian centuries. People today have no or very limited knowledge of Jesus Christ, not mentioning the teaching of the church about Christ. They have a thirst deeply buried, a desire buried and suppressed for God. People suffer, they don't know why, when they lose the purpose and the joy of their lives. Losing not simply this and that objective in life, but when meaning itself, God is lost. God, who is our supreme joy, our supreme truth and beauty, and the knowledge that we have to toil we have to work hard to arrive into this joy. That is why my vision, which I would like to share with us for mission, is simple. The ideal is to have Christian communities which offer a clear teaching about what life with God is. When people who are deeply lost, when coming from the outside, they experience the light of a structured teaching, when they learn that there is ultimate truth and joy, that there are vital truths for a joyful life, which truths lead to salvation, to a healthy, balanced life, when we can repair our mistakes, whatever happened. We could call it orthodoxy, genuine, authentic teaching about Christ and love, orthodoxy. But on Mothering Sunday, we really understand that it is not merely a teaching. Orthodoxy is the orthodoxy of love. Orthodox or true teaching is a genuine experience of lasting love. We can call it, and it is called actually, orthopractice, genuine, true way of living. And interestingly, the Catechism of the Catholic Church says that the liturgy is not only the service, our worship and our prayers, but also charity. Charity, shared love, action is the extension of our liturgy. In other words, sharing the joy of Christian life is part of our liturgy. It must be part of our life. It is part of our mission. Mothering Sunday is the celebration of our churches, the places of our baptism. On this day, people made a pilgrimage and visited the churches where they were baptized. Our pilgrimage on Mothering Sunday is a spiritual one. Let us have a look at the baptismal font. We together are looking at our mothers and this baptismal font. We learn from our Mother Church that there are cornerstones of this structured identity, of this orthodox teaching, of this genuine living. There are fundamental truths and values which we must learn in order to arrive to the joy of life and then to the joy of salvation. So, no drag queens, no gender madness, no neo-Marxist revision of the past, no self-harming lifestyles, no pedophilia, no sexual exploitation of minors or adults, no violence, no hatred for migrants, no scapegoating of other countries, no more lies about selling weapons into war-torn regions. That's why we are looking at our mothers mentally, looking at our baptismal font and our Mother Church. We want to relearn from our mother from our two mothers, our biological mothers and our Mother Church, the rules, the playful and loving rules, the rules of our joyful life together.